December 3rd is an important day, as that is the day the next hammer will drop unless we get significant action out of Congress. And yes, it will impact tens of millions of beneficiaries receiving Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, and RRB. Let's get into it and discuss what's going down. But really quickly, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, welcome to the channel, and please make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as I'm here to help out in any way that I can each and every day. Alright, thank you so much. Let's get into it and discuss December 3rd and why this is a hard line in the sand, and they absolutely need to get things done. Otherwise, we could be in a very bad situation. Alright, let's go through this. So Congress over the last few weeks here, as we all know, has been an absolute mess, right? Trying to come together on agreements, but yet they're disagreeing left and right on pretty much everything. They are coming back and forth on all these different packages, trying to get things passed, and it's been an absolute mess with all this stuff going on right now. However, December 3rd is a line in the sand. Literally, it is a hard line in the sand. It is not just an arbitrary date that they've thrown out. No, this is a hard line in the sand. We don't typically have lines like this, but this is one of them. Now, what's actually going down? There are two separate things that must be done by Congress on or before December 3rd, or we're going to be in a somewhat of a bad situation. All right, let me go through these one at a time here. First off, back in late September, the fiscal year for the federal government ended as of September 30th, and the new fiscal year started October 1st. Well, at the very last minute, as we all know, Congress waited and they extended a continuing resolution which continued to keep the government funded until December 3rd. Therefore, if they do not pass another continuing resolution and to keep the government funded, we could possibly be looking at a potential government shutdown. Now, we would hope that they would maybe come together and figure out the next federal budget all the way through the rest of the fiscal year, which would be September 30th of 2022. But we'll see about that if they actually get that done on or before that day, right? Well, technically before that day. Otherwise, we could be looking at a potential government shutdown once again. However, there's actually a bigger issue looming out there right now, and once again, this must be done by December 3rd. Otherwise, we're going to be in another big situation, and yes, this will most likely impact tens of millions of beneficiaries. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Social Security, and you know the whole list. All right. What is this in reference to? This is in reference to an extension of the debt limit or suspension of the debt ceiling. Remember that whole issue from back in mid-October? Yeah, it's the same exact situation, but all they did in mid-October was basically pass an additional amount of funding, $480 billion, to continue to keep everything funded and all the bills and obligations paid until December 3rd. So once again, that is the day where we have these two major issues coming down where Congress must act before then. Otherwise, the federal government once again will be out of money. And if they don't do something about the debt ceiling issue or the debt limit, we could be looking at a potential catastrophic default, as in they cannot pay their bills, they cannot pay the obligations, which would ultimately impact a lot of different things around this country. Pretty much everybody, all of the sectors, the economy, the businesses, everything would potentially be hit by this. So the reason for that is the credit rating would be kind of hit because we didn't pay our bills, right? Just like a personal credit score, right? If we don't pay our bills, ultimately it reflects on our credit score over time, right? Well, it's kind of the same thing with the federal government. Exactly the same thing. So, kind of a bad situation. However, how would this actually impact tens of millions of beneficiaries of Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, RRB, all of these beneficiaries? Well, as we talked back in early and mid-October, right before we were reaching that previous debt limit situation, right before they actually passed it through Congress, we were talking about it's going to impact these people based on all of the articles and everything being said out there right now, is that payments would likely be delayed. Remember that? I believe it was back in maybe about the first week or so of October, I brought my wife in and she read a really good article from CNBC talking about this whole debt limit situation and how it would directly impact all of these tens of millions of beneficiaries. Now, let me make it very clear. benefits will still come. You'll still get them. No problem at all, okay? I'm not here to like instill fear in anybody. That's not what I'm doing. I'm simply saying you will still get your benefits. The money is there. But as they've been saying for a very long time now, if Congress does not resolve this issue and actually do something about the debt ceiling situation, we could be seeing delays to payments. And as I said back in early October, we don't know how long that delay could be. This whole word delay is very ambiguous, right? It's like this big word that they don't really have a definition about as far as, is the delay 1 day? Is it 5 days? Is it 7 days? Is it 10 days? Is it 30 days? We don't have an answer to that. So that's why it could be very, very impactful, is because the delay to payments. And as we all know, pretty much anybody living on a small fixed income, I mean, you know it, you're doing it, right? If you're receiving any of these benefits, you know what it's like. 1 day of delay could be a big, big issue, right? Everybody needs those benefits immediately, especially as the benefits are so teeny tiny that you need every benefit you can get right on time, because any delay to that could mean kind of a bad situation, right? So we can't really face any delays with these payments. It's not really something that many people can actually deal with. It's not like there's so much of a surplus of benefits left over from the previous month that you can go an extra 5 weeks. No, it is not like that at all. That is not the situation. In fact, most people need those benefits immediately. The minute that those benefits come out, it's like, finally, I've got a little bit of relief for a little while here, until I need to wait again until the next month for the next benefit, right? So that's why this is so incredibly important, because if Congress doesn't actually come together and do something about the debt ceiling and or this debt limit, like expand the debt limit as in raise more money that they can continue to pay the bills and obligations, we could potentially be seeing that delay, as they've continued to say for so long now. So again, I want to make it very clear, you will still get your benefits. That's not the problem at all. It's the delay that we would maybe be worried about. Because remember, the whole federal, all the bills and everything that are paid by the federal government, as in like through the Treasury. So the Treasury is instructed to pay all the bills and obligations by the federal government, or for the federal government, right? So that's what they're doing. But if they don't have the money to do that, that's kind of on like the federal government and the Treasury. However, your benefits, as in Social Security, SSDI, survivors, you know, the whole list like that, or what I should say is Social Security, retirement, and disability benefits come out of the trust funds, right? So there's a couple different trust funds there, like the retirement and old age trust fund, and then the disability trust fund. Those have like $3 trillion in them. So they have plenty of money, right? The money's there, and you'll still get it. Like, the benefit will still come. But like I said a second ago, it's the delay that we're potentially worried about, as far as we don't know how long that delay could possibly be. That's why we've got to watch December 3rd very, very closely, as all eyes will be on Congress once again. And we'll have to see what they actually do. Will they come up with a long-term solution, or will they just kick it down the road another 6 weeks like they did last time? 6, 7 weeks, whatever it happens to be. I mean, that's basically all they did last time in mid-October. They just kicked it down until December 3rd, and now we've got to face this issue once again, right? It's scary. We shouldn't have to deal with this. You know what I mean? So anyway, I hope this helps you out. I want to keep you updated with everything going on right now. There's a lot of things going on out there. As we continue to say in all of the videos, there's always things going on. So I hope this helps you out. Remember, I'm here to help out in any way that I can, as well as bring you all of the latest updates each and every day. So make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, and I'll continue to be here for you each and every day in videos just like this. And again, I don't really like bringing, unfortunate news, unfortunate updates, stuff like that. But at the same time, we need to stay aware of what's going on out there, right? So ultimately, I just want to bring you information that helps you out in any way that I can. That's kind of my dedication and my commitment. So anyway, thanks so much. Enjoy your day. Subscribe down below and go back and check out some of the other videos right here on the channel. I appreciate it. I'll catch you again later.